The sun is setting on a beautiful day here in Cincinnati. Certainly a great change of pace from the rainy, messy, awful day and weather that we saw yesterday. And today we have relished in temperatures that are pretty similar to yesterday, just without the rain, of course. We have dropped into the upper 50s out in Batesville at 59, here in Cincinnati, right at 65, 66, depending on where you are and what you're looking at, in the low 60s. North and east of Cincinnati, where we are tracking the return of what could be some frost. That's going to be as soon as Friday morning. It's not a widespread issue, but of course, with us having not seen any frost so far this season, it's just possible. We want to let you know it's possible and why it's possible. So here's what we're unpacking. Here's what's on my radar. The chilly mornings followed by the comfortable afternoons, of course. Today we saw it. We woke up at 50 degrees. We warmed up to about 69 or 70 degrees this afternoon, wall-to-wall sunshine. And in the rest of your forecast, you can expect more of the same. Just besides a little bit of rain possible on Saturday. So much that most of us won't even notice it, won't even have the chance to see it too. And then we're going to be warming up next week. Not a huge warm up, but relative to where we are right now, yeah, it'll be a little bit warmer. Union Terminal looks nice and pretty right now. The sun is setting, 66 degrees here in Cincinnati, and a northeasterly wind. That wind has been pretty steady throughout the day. We saw wind gusts up to about 20 miles per hour in the afternoon, and tomorrow you can expect more of the same. Let's touch base and talk about what we can expect tonight, which is going to be chilly temperatures, of course, in the middle 40s. Yes, we're talking about the 40s. We haven't seen the 40s. I mean, we did in September, but nothing too consistent, right? I'm seeing consistency in the 7 to 10 day forecast. 45 is your morning low here in Cincinnati, but some of us dropping really close to that 40-degree mark, especially north of Cincinnati towards Dayton. So Middletown, you've got Wilmington, Connorsville, Union County in Indiana, just north of Cincinnati, Batesville even. You just can't rule out the low 40s. We're starting to get closer to frost territory, but for Thursday morning, I'm not as concerned about it as I am for Friday morning. You'll see in a second why. Those clouds, they've become very slim pickings this afternoon, and that's because high pressure has built just north of the area. So we've been seeing a northerly wind in front of this center, and this is working to clear those skies here locally and all across the region, which means and makes for chilly temperatures. Here's the active frost freeze map, the alert map, if you will. We don't have any here, but they're close, right? Up towards Fort Wayne, up towards the Toledo area as well. Lima is underneath this frost advisory. Everywhere you see there in the periwinkle color, if you will. Notice Fort Wayne, north of Indianapolis, but it's getting close, guys. And with enough of that, of those clear skies pulling on in and enough of that northerly wind, we're going to see those advisories get pretty close for Friday, if not be issued for part of the tri-state. It's more likely for those in Dayton and Columbus, far north of the area entirely too, but it's just possible. And so we'll let you guys know how that changes over the next 24 hours, because again, that is Friday morning. Here is tomorrow morning, middle 40s. Some of us getting pretty close to 40 degrees though. So Batesville, Connorsville, Middletown, Hillsboro, even West Union, you just can't rule out the low 40s. But the afternoon looks great. I mean, mostly sunny skies. If you're heading out to the first full day of all the festivities for the River Roots Festival tomorrow, sunny, 65. The evening, though, it'll be a little cooler in the low 60s. You could argue the light jacket right around sunset and after sunset with those temperatures starting to drop. Once again, Thursday looks great. Temperatures in the afternoon in the middle 60s. Here is what I'm seeing for Friday morning. Notice some of us are really close to 32. I think this is being a little generous. I think most of us are going to stay in the low 40s, but you have some areas that are going to get close to the middle to upper 30s. And yes, in order for frost to develop, you do need those freezing temperatures. But what you're seeing here, these are forecast air temperatures. Surface temperatures need to be at or around freezing. There's a big difference here. We forecast the air temperatures, so we're forecasting, and I'm seeing in the models, middle 30s, waking up on Friday morning for those north of Cincinnati towards Dayton, Indianapolis, and Columbus. But because it's calm, because it's clear, the ground is going to be able to cool down a lot quicker than that air is going to be. So the surface, so that's the grass, that's whatever you leave outside, the plants, even the trees, temperatures for those surfaces could drop around 32, the freezing point. And that is why frost is a possibility. Emphasis on possibility. It's going to be very isolated and patchy where we do see it. No widespread issues here. And in Cincinnati specifically, not forecasting it for Friday. This is going to be north of Cincy. And keep in mind, mid-October, first frost is very normal. That's where we saw it last year. But clear, cool mornings, chilly mornings, makes for clear, comfortable afternoons. Again, Thursday looks great for the River Roots Festival. Friday, just a bit warmer, adding into a couple of extra clouds, but no rain until really early Saturday. It's a slim chance, still there. We'll show you what it looks like here in a second. And temperatures slowly but surely back into the low 70s with plenty of sun there for your weekend. Again, most of us are going to remain entirely dry, but those of us north of Cincinnati up towards Indianapolis could wake up to a little bit of puddles, that's the word, for Saturday morning. It's not like the deep greens, and this is just a little bit of rain that we're seeing. So even if you do see it, you're not going to see a lot of it. It's just possible for those in Fayette, Union, Franklin, Butler, even Warren and Clinton counties as well. You'll have the chance kind of steady throughout the day, even maybe lingering into your Sunday morning, but Sunday itself, it looks like most of the rain is going to be far away from the tri-state. I'm not too worried about it here, and I wouldn't be worried about it for your plans too. All right, so we've talked about the chilly mornings. We've talked about the comfortable afternoons. We talked about Saturday mornings, little chance for rain. How about next week? Maybe next week you got a birthday going on. Next week is midterms or something going on, something big. Well, the weather, while it's not going to feel exactly like October, it's not going to be 90s and humid, right? I think we're stepping away from that possibility the later we get into October. We absolutely are. And yeah, middle 70s is as warm as we're going to be getting here in your 10-day forecast. That's still about 5 to 10 degrees above normal for this time of year. You got to remember that we look at things very relatively. And so while we are tracking the middle 70s, and you might argue, that's pretty warm. Well, this last weekend, we hit close to 90 degrees, so it's 15 degrees cooler than it was this last weekend. Regardless, I think that's going to be manageable, and we have plenty of dry time too, and clear, cool skies as well. How this reflects in the mornings, you might be reaching for the jackets a little less stepping into next week, but I'm still going to be bringing a jacket. I don't know about you, but it's not going to be as cold as tomorrow, Friday, even your weekend mornings too. As the normal, though, gets lower and lower, 48 to 45 degrees for that normal mark, stepping into that third week of October. Yeah, we're going to be seeing more normal temperatures into the middle 40s for those overnight lows. And to give you an idea of what the afternoons, or I guess these are the average temperatures, stepping beyond the 10-day forecast, kind of giving you a full glimpse at that third week of October. So getting close to Halloween, getting close to peak fall color, we're looking at temperatures on average pretty normal. That's what the gray means. But notice the orange, the yellow, or excuse me, the warmer colors, I should say. It's getting pretty close here to Cincinnati. And I'm not seeing any huge rain, not huge, or lack of rain, nothing huge in that department too, as we step into that third week of October. So your first alert extended forecast has a little bit of everything for everyone. Just no 90-degree heat. We're done with that. Mother Nature always likes to prove me wrong, so don't quote me on that. But anyways, middle 60s for tomorrow after a cool morning in the middle 40s. Definitely a jacket-worthy morning. If you considered it this morning but didn't, you will need it tomorrow. Friday morning, the coldest one, 41, waking up here in Cincinnati. Some of us in the 30s. Can't rule out a little bit of frost for that Friday morning, but it warms up pretty decently, 67 degrees, that forecast high, and your weekend ahead. UC's at home. And temperatures are a lot more football-like. We got some football weather stepping into this weekend forecast with temperatures right around 70 degrees. Pretty normal for these high temperatures, a little bit below normal for these low temperatures. Those 40-degree mornings stick around early next week, and then we start to warm up again. You'll notice the warmer temperatures by Tuesday of next week. Back into the middle 70s. We'll hold on to it. I'm not seeing any big rain in the 10-day forecast, but I am seeing plenty of sun and plenty of dry time for any and all of your October plans. So see if I have any questions coming on in this afternoon for you guys. I mean, thankfully it's been a lot quieter over the last 24 hours compared to Tuesday. Tuesday was a mess, right? Darla's tuning in. Hi, Erin. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you, Darla. Today's been pretty good. Can't complain about the weather at all. I hope you've been able to enjoy it. And if you haven't been able to enjoy it today, good news is that we've entered a very great fall-like pattern. And we'll hang on to it into next weekend, too. All right. I'm not seeing any other questions coming in. It's 7:26 this evening. We're going to be watching for that just a small possibility of frost on Friday morning. I'm going to be looking at that, updating the rain chances for Saturday, updating the temperatures and how warm they get next week. So make sure you tune in tonight on Fox 19 now at 10 o'clock. I'll have the latest information and forecast for you guys coming up around then. But for now, signing off here in Queensgate, I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley. Have a great rest of your Wednesday.